Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lied.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late. They cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide isn't run on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed, begging the generations remember our story.
What's up, people? It's Friday. Yes, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Let me get that up on a big screen real quick. How's everybody feeling today? I hope well. Appreciate you for being here with me this morning. I hope your week has been good to you. My thoughts and prayers go out to the people in Jamaica. Tragic, horrible situation going on out there, man. My condolences to the families. My condolences to anybody who have suffered at all in these times. Most of us have never been through anything like that, ever. So it's different when you see it on TV, the destruction, the level of property that's just been ripped to shreds, houses, cars, trees, just everything just snatched up out the ground. Heartbreaking. I hate to see it. I really do. Shout outs to my poets, my writers, my content creators. You know, I got to give my flowers out to the people. We got some stuff to talk about. I just want to get a few things off of my chest because I saw the post. I believe it was around 12 this morning. It was pretty late when I saw it, and I might have a different perspective on this one. Most likely I am, because I don't think like everybody else. NLE CHOPPA put out a diss against NBA YOUNGBOY. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Give it 20, 25 years. You take us back in the time machine when things were simple. When you had battle rap, when you had people like LL, you had Jam Master Jay, you had Cannabis. We had all of these black brothers rapping on a beat. When they went head to head in competition, it was about lyrical superiority. People back then, when they battle rapped or when they rapped on the track, it was actually about who was more clever, who could put the pen to paper better than the other person. It had nothing to do with gang affiliation. It didn't have nothing to do with this, that, and the third. People just wanted to rap because they felt like they could rap better than you, period. And the older you get, the more you realize that even when you were listening to them back then, there were elements to their lyrics that promoted the culture that we are in today. It's been watered down and distorted over time, but there's still connections between what they spoke about versus what they speak about now. Back then, it was about the pen and about, well, yeah, you can rap too, but all right, I got women too, and I got jewelry too, and I can dress nice as well too. I had struggles too. Well, fast forward 20 years or so, it's the same formula. The only difference is people don't really care about the raps. People don't care about conscious rap. People don't care about any of that. It's more or less about being secular as much as you possibly can. And I know it's an unpopular opinion to say this, but most of the music that we were consuming throughout our childhood has never been uplifting at all. Most of it has been poisonous. Most of it has been toxic. Why do I say that? Well, everybody wants to be a rapper. Why do you want to be a rapper? What is it so enticing about being a MC if you're doing it for the reasons that come with being superficial? The money, the cars, being entitled, being able to skip lines and get ahead of other people. See, the whole point of being a rapper 20 years ago was to get out of the poverty. You didn't want your family to struggle. You didn't want them to be poor, homeless. You didn't want them to live the same struggles and lifestyle that you lived when you were younger. The crack epidemic. Everybody is dying and overdosing on powder. Everybody is overdosing on shooting up. Yeah, your mom stealing from your drug dealers and all types of crazy shit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We celebrate and we support a culture that glorifies something that has killed us off for generations. Now, I'm not even talking about the competitive side about it. Who didn't want to see it? I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was everything. I thought the beat, I thought the way that LL jumped on a track or the way that Kumo D jumped on a track was fire. Until you understand that their lyrics and their messages would eventually pour out into the community in such a negative way that you end up seeing more of your loved ones slowly dissipating into the abyss of spiritual sickness. Sad, honestly. And I am not the one to preach about righteousness or holiness because I am far from perfect. But I do have to say this: with what NLE has done, has opened my eyes and made me realize further just how confused we are. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to tell anybody that they are right or wrong and what they want to support. You can listen to whoever you want to. I don't care. But what I am saying is, how can you, my dear brother, make a song dissing another black man about atrocities that you also advocate for and promote yourself? Like, I had to really sit and let that one sink in for a minute. I've heard a lot of your music. And look, to put this on a record, if you made it in the industry, if you've made something out of yourself, garnered a mass of following, you got people that love and adore you, that support you, that will fight for you and argue with you. Congratulations. You put in the work. You went into the studio. You recorded. You had your team. You got the success that you wanted. Cool. But what expense? See, you made a song dissing him, which 20 years ago I would have thought, okay, it's just a diss song, but you're calling him out on something that you are a part of. Doesn't make sense to me. Because if I'm not mistaken, just naming one song, you and Sexy Red, didn't you and her and another young lady do a video where they are popping their ass and their pussy all in front of the camera? Weren't you just not long ago doing one of the most raunchiest videos I ever seen in my life? Don't you have a whole album filled with anger and blood, promoting promiscuity and being overly sexual? Aren't you one of the many that promote and do the same thing that he does? You cannot tell me that you could create all of these albums, do all of these collaborations, and then after you've made a lump sum of money from all of this material that you put out, turn around and then try to attack somebody else for the same thing that you are guilty of? If you had such a guilty conscience, or you felt so heavy about what he was doing, then why are you doing it? Why did you do it? Let's be completely honest here and transparent. All right. So you're not a child. You're younger than me. You've done way more in this world than I have. I'm humble enough to say that. You have been able to accomplish things that I will probably never do it unless God allows and permits me access to those doors that I've never walked through. But see, the difference is if I walk through these doors, it's not going to be off of altering the future of a younger generation to the point to where they are direct reflections of the music that you put out. It won't be that, and I won't be selling my soul. You got the nerve to create a song with this venue. You hire your dancers, you take a beat from somebody else and sample it, and then you decide that I'm going to say something about what he is doing to the community. I don't like it. How dare you? You are toxic. You are chaotic. You must be stopped, NBA YoungBoy. How dare you do this? Even though you are right there with him. So is Lil Wayne. So is Drake. So is Sexy Red, Cardi B, Coi Leray. Do we need to continue to go down the list? I don't know why our culture glorifies this type of music. I get it, but in the same breath, your children are drug dealers, murderers, they're YNs. They don't have no respect for adults. They don't have no respect for authority. They have no relationship with God. Everything is about sex. Sex this, sex that, sex this, sex that. Who's the influences? Who are the real influences? Tell me. Because obviously everybody's children are just angels. Nobody has done anything wrong. Everybody is perfect. We don't steal, we don't rob, we don't lie, we're not deceitful, we don't have black on black crime, we're not sitting up here shooting each other for stepping on shoes, we're not bullies, we don't clown people for their fashion, we don't do nothing. We're just completely perfect, completely devoid of any accountability whatsoever. NLE, you have made your money and your success off of toxic culture. Most of these artists have made their livelihoods off of monetizing off of the pain and suffering of a sick and broken system. Isn't it weird? Isn't it interesting that you would tell this brother that he's doing something when in the whole history of hip hop, this is something that's been going on for years and years and years. How is it now all of a sudden you have a change of heart? Don't care how much you donate. I don't really care how many times you've given to charity, my nigga. You can't hide the fact that you partook in everything that you're trying to attack. Nothing good has come from this music, period. Can't convince me otherwise. Impossible. Name me a Lil Wayne song that changed our life forever. Please. Shout out to Modesty Fly. I got a clip I'm gonna run by y'all real quick just to prove my point, substantiate my feelings. Because I'm not the only one that sees it and understands it. And it's cool to disagree or agree, but this further proves my point. Hold on. Let me run this real quick.
I'm the only one who noticed that every damn decade there's a new strategy to break the Black community. They just keep changing the method. First it was chains, then it was Jim Crow, then it was redlining, then it was crack, then mass incarceration, and now it's mental manipulation. They don't need whips no more. They got Wi-Fi. You think they stopped trying to destroy us? Nah, they just got smarter about how they do it. They study our pain, our anger, our culture, then flip it into profit. They sell us our own destruction wrapped in freedom. They turned dysfunction into culture. They turned trauma into entertainment. They turned unity into a trend instead of a movement. You ever noticed how when we start rising, something new pops up that divides us again? First it was drugs, then it was prison, and now it's gender wars, online beef, and fake empowerment movements that only push us farther apart. We're arguing over nonsense while the system reloads. They not worried about your hashtags. They're worried about our unity. Because once we wake up, repent, and come back to our true nationality, oh, we gonna take over the world. Am I the only one who...
Now, you can call me a conspiracy theorist. You can say I'm paranoid. You can say I talk slow. You can say I done lost my mind or I don't make no sense. But look at the facts. Let's go over the last 30 years or so, how everything evolved from you barely seeing lesbianism to it just being everywhere. From never really seeing the LGBT community, there was not even a such thing as it. It was so invisible that you didn't even know it existed. To now we have whole communities for it. They have cartoons now. They're in almost every fucking movie that you see. The music itself exploits the anger and resentment and bitterness of your upbringing. The very music itself talks about child molestation, getting to the bag, exploiting people, robbing people, taking from others to get what you want. The music itself is just another variation of the vaccine. Period. Everything that is happening is systematic. Everything. So when you NLE Choppa decide to create this video, I would love to have a conversation, a sit down. I would like to really understand your position here. Did you come to some revelation in your own personal walk that we don't know about, and you're being called to do something for the creator? Or is this more secular ambition? Because it comes off to me more like secular ambition, because I heard the song and the lyrics, those are not of God at all. God does not sit well with lyrics that has a lot of violence in it and a lot of foul language in it. So it can't be you speaking on behalf of, no, you're not speaking on behalf of the creator. This has nothing to do with that. So I would like to know, and I'm curious as to how you got to this place where you decided that enough is enough and you're tired of hearing this specific person speak about the very same thing that Cash Money does, that 3-6 Mafia did, that YMB Melody, like the I could go on and on and on about it. I want to know, if you're coming after him, are you going after the rest of them? Because guess what? He's not the only one who raps about guns, murder, sex, and drugs. Is this about him? Is this about a bigger purpose, or is this just about the algorithm? I don't really know what you and his history is. That's irrelevant. It's the hypocrisy that I find hilarious. Now, if you were doing this from some sense of spiritual enlightenment and you picked your cross up and you denounced the world and you denounced sin, and you're walking away from women, and you're walking away from popularity, and you're willing to go under the knife, you're willing to be scrutinized, you're willing to watch people walk away from you for serving the Lord because you had a change of heart and you want to do better for the community. I applaud that 1000%, but I question your real intentions, because that right there was not it at all. But see, for whatever reason, us as a people, we love to highlight and put these men and women on a pedestal. They can't do no wrong. Everything that they say is gold. They're your deities. These are your masters. These are the folks that you serve. You will give an arm and a leg. You will give your entire soul to be next to them. Let them sweat on you. Let them touch you. But are their intentions really pure? Are their heart really in the right place? You can call Common corny, Talib corny. You can call conscious rappers boring all you want. But at the end of the day, the difference between them and people like this is two things that contrast. You know how you got one side of the screen that is gray, you got the other side of the screen that is in full color. Yeah. The secular music has breeded nothing but ignorance, violence, and destitution of spirit. This secular music got women thinking that they don't need men. The secular music got men thinking they Scarface. cocaine cowboys. You're killing your own people. You've been doing it for years and years and years, and you don't care about it. You give the white people all the ammunition in the world, the higher ups, all the ammunition in the world to continue to play on our weaknesses. And our weaknesses is our arrogance and our egos and our pride. We don't want to be told nothing. I'm black. Even though I never went through slavery, I'm black. I'm a victim. I'm black. I'm a victim. I deserve this. I deserve that because I'm black. So give me this or I'm taking it. But all this intelligence, it gets used. It's useless. It gets wasted. It's not even applied the proper way. The folks that we really should be elevating, them doctors and these men and women that got these degrees hanging on their wall and they're not for decoration, those are the people that we should be subscribed to, reposting, sharing out. Those are the ones that we should be itching to interview. But that's not good enough. It's not edgy. It doesn't have enough excitement to it. It's not drama filled. They're not showing enough skin. Not nearly enough. And it gets on my last nerve knowing how hypocritical humans are, but the most judgmental. We swear up and down that we are capable of inciting justice. We swear up and down that we have all the answers and all the keys to every locked door, but we are in our own prisons. Our own prisons, just going to and fro, in and out of our houses, living our lives, as if Satan has not gotten to us via another person, capitalizing off of our carnal desires and lust. NLE Choppa, you have to be truly misguided, sir. And I don't know if you've had these type of heart-to-heart conversations. I'm sure a lot of people don't have these heart-to-heart conversations because personally, I know what it's like to tell somebody the truth and they reject it, even though you've known them most of your life. And you can tell when somebody is receptive and ready to hear correction versus somebody who doesn't want it at all. And they turn on you. I don't think people are really telling you the truth. A part of me knows that you people know and that y'all just dismiss it. But you are completely misguided, sir. You're going to diss him? All right, well, then you got a long list of people that you need to go and attack afterwards. That goes for Juvenile, Birdman. That goes for Kodak Black. That goes for whoever the hell else is new out here. I don't even listen to this shit no more. My music has gone. Everybody that I listen to don't rap no more for real. You need to go ahead and address the entire industry if that's what you want. Don't just go after one person, go after all of them. Since you're on this crusade of righteousness, do it. Do it. Do it. I would love to see it. Quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing the music.
The fool? Why I gotta be the fool?
You're not about to sit up here and make it look like your entire plan is to monetize off of this exchange between you and him. It has nothing to do with morality, my nigga. You're not doing this because you're sick and tired of crackheads and children being influenced by this shit. You're not doing it because of that. You're doing it because NBA YoungBoy has a significant following, and if you can tap into his following, that would help you build your brand bigger. That's all this is about. If you really felt some type of way about what he was doing, then you would feel that way about the rest of them. And on top of that, you would have retired. You would have given up your ways and turned a whole entirely different leaf.
I ain't fucking with that shit no more. Where's my fucking coat?
We see it, you hear it, but actions speak louder than words. The government is already doing enough against us. You're just helping. You ain't doing no better for us. You really want to make a change? Change the lyrics in your music. If you really strongly feel how you feel, change the trajectory of your career. If you really feel how you feel, then give up the secular life. Your actions will be the fruits of your labor, and we will see it. We will know one way or another if you really are who you say you are. But based on this right here, nah, I'm not convinced, and I don't believe it. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, I give you all the credit in the world. You have done things in this life that I probably will never do. But guess what? Even with all your success, it came at a price. The things that you have experienced that we don't know about, I'm sure it came at a price. Just because we see you with 20 girls on YouTube and they, oh my God, just because we see that shit does not mean that you are living the greatest life. You got to pick a side. That's all I'm hearing and all I'm seeing. See, I don't know. I read some comments and most people are just waiting for him to respond to you. I don't really care about y'all going back and forth. That's not going to stop the government shutdown. That's not going to feed nobody that's homeless. What you are trying to do with him has nothing to do with the black on black. Because what you say in your lyrics speaks about black on black. How are you talking about having an issue with something about black on black, but your lyrics still speak on the negative connotations of black on black? I don't understand that one.
Cut it out.
They waiting for a diss return. They want to see how this man going to respond to you, and then he responds to you. It's going to be 10 times worse. Then you're going to respond to him, or it's going to be, it's up when I see you, nigga, and I'm going to see you, and then I'm going to do this, and then it's going to be that shit right there. And then the fans and the people who are picking a side between you and him, they're going to be arguing in the comment section, because you know how this shit goes. They going to be arguing, you bit that nigga, how you said fuck that nigga, you fucked up. They're going to be doing that shit all day. And then you're going to have more people fighting between themselves because of the shit that you and him are doing. Yeah, that sounds like black excellence. Yeah, that sounds like we're moving in the right direction. Sounds very positive. Chipper, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Come on, man. Come on. Now, I don't have the history in front of me. I'm going off of what I'm observing and what I've seen over these last 30 years or so. And you are no different than the rest of them. Which is how, like, I don't understand how people don't understand that what is happening to us is manipulation. The young lady just said this shit is coming in waves, in different timestamps. They've used different tactics to get to us. Now they're using media, music, different errors, different measures, and it's been working. Oh, has it been working? You know, just like how we are in October, this, like, we're about to go into November, the seasons change, the leaves are bright and vibrant and green, and then they turn orange, red, brown. It's the same system with every season. You're more depressed, you're more angry, you're more indecisive, you're more broken, you're more conflicted, you're more traumatized, you don't trust nobody, you hate men, you hate women, you don't know how to communicate. We don't even say hi to each other on the street. You can't even wave at nobody without them feeling attacked or insulted. Everything is a meme. Everything is a joke. Nothing is taken serious. Everything is temporal. Everything is lustful. This is exactly what they want. So when she says unity, can we have it? We could. Will we have it? That's up to you, the viewer. You might not even care about any of this shit. People who show interest, they make it clear. People who really care about what's happening, they ensure that the public speaks. They protest. Remember, no kings, 7 million people showed up for that. So somebody cares about what's happening out here. Somebody is tired of the pollution, the spiritual pollution, the mental pollution. Somebody is, they've had it up to here with this. Brother, stop it. Just no, please.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is why I don't really be, I don't hate nobody, but I have a huge like pet peeve with folks who have the ability to reach a large group of people because you guys and you women who have the platforms to really touch the world, y'all abuse it, and you are so reckless and so irresponsible with your power. Y'all could be doing so much good to reverse all of the evil that is being spread worldwide, but instead you do the complete opposite, and I don't know how the fuck anybody supports or stands behind it. I don't. It's cool. You want to drive and you want something to vibe to, you want to dance and you want a nice catchy beat. I get it. You want to jam. But at some point, you get older, you got to start seeing this shit for what it is. Mike gone, James Brown gone, Bernie Mac gone, Ali gone, Charlie Murphy gone, Screech gone. All these young black rappers dead in jail. They died over their music. Over the music. Over the lifestyle that comes with the music. We still support it. We still put money in their pocket. Why don't y'all support folks that speak up against the negativity? All this darkness in the fucking world. You got people who are trying to combat it. You make it harder for them to get the message out than you do for the negativity to get the message out. How does that work? How does that make sense at all? Where's like somebody is sitting up here picking up the trash in your neighborhood, but you keep on dumping shit in the neighborhood while somebody has to keep going behind you picking up the trash to keep the property value up so that people would want to come here. No, sir. No. Not on this side of the internet. On this side of the internet, you do not get the royal treatment. You do not get celebrated. You don't get your own trophy. You don't get your own monument. We don't stand outside of a 2-3 hour long line waiting for you to come. We're not waiting for you to crack the sky, descend to heaven, and then save us. That's not you. You don't get that respect or that treatment. I love you as a brother, but I don't respect your content. I don't respect your ideologies, not, especially since you're trying to condemn somebody else for something that you are partaking of yourself. Unless there's something that I'm not seeing, you can't convince me otherwise. I'm sorry. This is all about money. This ain't got, I put it this way, I'm going to address two things before I close out. For one, if this is truly a crusade for righteousness, You don't need to make a diss track. Be a bigger man. Have your people get in contact with his people, and you sit down and you have a conversation. Everything don't need to be seen. Matter of fact, here's a good idea. Why don't you have someone who is capable of sitting in the middle, facilitate a open forum between you and him, where you can both hash out your differences for the world to see, and then you can show the men and the women who support you both how you're supposed to properly handle situations that don't need to go to the cemetery or to prison. Why don't you do that? Because of this right here is not it. It never was. Never worked out for anybody. This is about money. And if it ain't about money, I need proof. I need to see for myself. No, sir. As far as if I had to grade the actual song itself, nah. Because to me, the whole thing is just bullshit. You can't rap about something against somebody else and you are still doing the same shit. Sexy Red is not a role model. Sexy Red does not represent a single woman in this country. She can't tell nobody how to be a wife. She can't tell nobody how to take care of children. She can't tell a black woman how to be a black woman. Everything about her stink. She's like, just looking at her, it feels like she has a odor to her. I don't know why. I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm just saying, like, when you got that type of stuff on you, man, it has a different type of odor to it. You sitting up here collaborating with folks that don't do anything but promote the same type of shit that NBA YoungBoy does. So, as far as the song, it ain't it. It ain't. And I would highly encourage that you look within yourself, tune out the voices of the comment section on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Stop reading the comments. Stop listening to your publishers and the people around you that's telling you that what you're doing is genius and it's making you money and this is great for promotion. They're just trying to get you off, man. They trying to destroy you. They don't have your best intentions. And people who have their own motives in your life, they will adapt in order to get out of you what they need as long as they can. And if that means they got to bullshit and pretend like they want to be there, they will do it. Period. You're being used just like the rest of us out here. Whether or not people want to believe it or not, all of us are being used in some way. That's where that whole matrix thing comes from. But who am I? Just a random person on the internet sharing my 2 cents. In all honesty, I don't want to see no more black men go into the ground. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the stereotypes. I'm tired of caption the usual suspects. I get tired of seeing that. I get tired of hearing the black on black narrative. I get tired of hearing the yelling and screaming in capital letters. I get tired of seeing videos that don't do nothing but promote and advocate for things that make and influence our younger generation in a whole different way. They are dying because of us. These kids are dying because of us. We killing each other off every day, putting out the wrong messages, having conversations about the wrong stuff, making the wrong discussions popular, making the wrong topics a part of the algorithm. The algorithm is triggered by the number of clicks and likes based on the number of people who are engaged with the content that is being pushed, and usually it's negative. Something got to give. I don't want to see nothing happen to you, brother. I have no gripe with you or him. I have an issue with your mismanagement of your fame and fortune. Spend your money how you want. I have a problem with the fact that you are major platforms and you've led so many people astray. You don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. Most of us don't even know that our influences weren't the greatest examples for our development. So when people say, I was inspired by this person or that person, well, shit, that don't mean it was a good thing, my nigga. Just because you was inspired by Paul Wall or you was inspired by 50 Cent, that don't mean that's a good thing. What did you get inspired from? The fact that he was in the street? They got shot? Did you get inspired by the fact that this person was a drug dealer? Everything that you get inspired by is not a positive. I'm just saying. Crazy out here. Shit, wow, bro. Nah, I ain't impressed by that diss track. This ain't these ain't the same times when Run DMC and them was around. This ain't that. This is some other shit. These diss tracks turn into homicides and drive-by shootings. I don't know. We done already buried enough black men as it is. We need to go ahead and find another way to heal and resolve our problems. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And shout out to the people. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. We got to do better. I pray for better. I hope that at some point before it gets too late, that we fix our spiritual houses, that we escape this lie that's been told to us, because we're really captives in a war that is beyond our reach. How many more people got to go on the ground before we start to do something different? How many arguments do we have to have before the fallouts speak louder than the accomplishments? There's a way to communicate. There's a way to articulate. There's a way to assimilate. There's a way to dissolve and figure stuff out without these things turning into error. Y'all be blessed. Lord willing, I'll be back later this evening, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, that is. If I don't see you guys later this evening, I hope you have a happy Halloween. Y'all be safe. I personally don't trust none of this shit. People are putting shit in candy. You got people out here snatching up kids. Y'all be safe. Matter of fact, do not send your kids out without an adult. Do not have them going out. No. Keep your kids with adults. Don't send them out with other kids. Fuck that. This ain't the time to be trying to make or create space. No. If you can't do it, make sure you got a trusted family member that can do it. Or do not send them out here by themselves. And make sure that whoever's with them examines that fucking candy. Don't be eating shit just because y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like this is 1990, 95. This ain't that. It's worse. And these humans out here, man, they ain't shit, most of them. So God bless. Y'all take it easy. I will see you later on tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors.